the French Open. The youngest ever men's champion, the 17-year-old Chang, is the first American to win in Paris in 34 long years. This year, Chang defended his title through 4 rounds. But fellow American Andre Agassi extinguished any hopes of a repeat in the quarterfinals. Agassi, the number 3 seed in the far court, out-hit and outmaneuvered Chang to win in 4 sets. At match point, Agassi had an answer for each of Chang's efforts. Eventually, a drop shot set up the winning point. 20-year-old Andre Agassi from Las Vegas, Nevada, has rolled into the French semis for the 2nd time. 23-year-old Swede Jonas Svensson, a semifinalist here 2 years ago, beat Henri Leconte to earn a date with Agassi. Svensson, on the far side, displayed a solid all-court game in disposing of France's top hopes for a title. Unseeded Svensson has matched his best-ever Grand Slam effort. He's an atypical Swede willing to come to the net, and Agassi figures that will be Svensson's game plan.
You know, I think Jonas is going to be real concerned with getting the net. I don't think he's going to stay back and hit with me a lot. I think he'll eventually get behind if he does that. That's a bit more my game than it is his. He's going to try coming in and try taking the ball early and try dictating most of the points, which he's going to have a tough time doing because I feel pretty good right now.
So, Jonas Svensson and Andre Agassi battle. The winner will advance to the finals of this Grand Slam Championship as NBC Sports proudly presents the 1990 French Open. This Friday will bring to the current French Open favorite. Crowds outside his hotel near the Arc de Triomphe greeted Agassi en route to his semifinal date with Jonas Svensson before a sellout crowd at center court, Roland Garros. The weather on this Friday in Paris is unpredictable as Andre Agassi's next tennis fashions. We have forecasts of heavy showers, but also plenty of bright sunshine. Semi-final day. Andres Gomez has already made it to the finals. He has beaten Thomas Muster in straight sets. We welcome you aboard to Roland Garros. Dick Enberg with Jimmy Connors. This was Jimmy Connors' goodbye day at the French. 4 times in the semis, never made it to the finals.
Well, too many times, but Andre Agassi has started out this tournament struggling a little bit, but the last 2 matches, especially against Michael Chang, has brought forth his best tennis. On the other hand, I've never seen him so serious. He's got his game face on and ready for action, and this could be his time.
Jonas Svensson of Sweden is his opponent today. Does he have a chance to beat Agassi?
Well, anytime you walk out there, you've got a chance, especially with the results that Svensson has had over the course of not only this tournament, but his career. It's a new look for each. The top spin from Svensson versus the hard, flat shots from Agassi. So I'm looking for a good, tough match, and a little bit of insight and a little bit of deep thought is going to win this tournament from either player.
So the thinking man might well make it on to the finals. Will it be Andre Agassi or Jonas Svensson? We'll meet both of those competitors when we return to Paris. They've met twice before. Agassi winning both in straight sets. The winner will meet Andres Gomez. The 4th seed Gomez has just made it to Sunday's final, beating Thomas Muster in straight sets. Well, as they start their warm-up, let's take a closer look at the 1990 model from Las Vegas, Andre Agassi. Throughout this year's French Open, we have seen the familiar Andre Agassi, the fun and flair, antics, and the flamboyance. But we have also seen something else, a stronger, harder-hitting, physically mature Andre Agassi, who has powered his way into the semifinals. Arriving in Paris just 1 day before the tournament, the iridescent Agassi overcame a sluggish start to beat Canadian Martin Westenholm in the first round. He then beat Todd Woodbridge and Arnold Boch in lackluster fashion. Then American Jim Courier, that's Courier in the near court. He ousted Agassi in the 3rd round last year, and their meeting renewed a long-time rivalry. But 1990 was to end differently, and after losing the first set in a tiebreaker, Agassi swept the next 3 sets and himself into the quarterfinals. His next opponent, another American and the defending champion, Michael Chang. Chang was the storybook hero of 1989, who at 17 became the youngest French men's winner in history. But this chapter belonged to Agassi. He challenged Chang with power, and by following the old baseball adage, hit him where they ain't. And heading into the semis, Agassi seems confident he's going to hit a grand slam.
Now now we've knocked out 124 players in the draw. We got 4 left, and this is what it's all about. This is what I came here for. So, I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot.
He clearly is stronger, and he looks quicker. Courier made the comment Sunday that Andre was getting to balls that last year he didn't get to, and I think the hard work's paying off for him.
The source of Agassi's improved physical condition is a new supervised program designed to improve strength and stamina. A strength coach now is in the Agassi entourage.
He has to be willing to pay the price in the weight room because he has to get strong, and that's where you're going to get strong. He has to get fast, so he has to spend time out on the track doing the speed drills or on the court doing speed drills. Then he has to develop an overall stamina. Good aerobic conditioning, cardiovascular conditioning. So he has to be willing to put his long-distance running in, too.
And the third seed Agassi intends to do more than just get in shape.
What we've done is we have established from the start that he would get as big and as strong as he felt comfortable with.
Bulking up is fairly uncommon for a tennis player, but there is not much that is usual about Andre Agassi, except, of course, controversy. The latest point of contention, clothes. French Tennis Federation President Philippe Chatrier has hinted at bringing back the all-white rule, meaning that, like at Wimbledon, players would be forced to forego colorful clothing that is often part of big endorsement deals.
And he wants to do it because Wimbledon's doing it. I mean, that's quite contradictory because, he's thinking about tradition, and here Wimbledon has only one little Rolex sign on the stadium court, and he has not 1 inch of space surrounding the stadium that doesn't have a sponsor sign on it.
Controversy aside, Agassi claims he's keeping his mind on business despite the unrelenting stare of the public eye.
I like to stay pretty focused. I like to, I don't want to say hide out, in the room like a recluse, but to a large degree, you got to just know what you're here for.
And Agassi is here to win. And whether it's clothes, controversy, or conditioning, like his ad says, he's definitely waking up the country club.
Hello, yes, no, Boris Becker said to me a couple weeks ago, if tennis was Lendl and Edberg, what would tennis be?
Well, what would tennis be, Jimmy Connors, if every match was Lendl and Edberg?
Well, I sure wasn't like that all the time. Neither was McEnroe, Gerolaitis, or Nastase. The tennis public has come to know more than just the great tennis. They need characters, and tennis itself needs a little bit of a push to get to another level. And having some Andre Agassi out there like he is right now is very important to the game.
Across the net, Jonas Svensson makes it the 13th straight year a Swede has made it to the semifinals of the French, and he beat a French favorite, Henri Lecomte, to earn his chance today. The 6'2 Swede is realistic about his strategy against Agassi today.
I'll mix it up. I'm not going to stay back and do like Shang to loop and stuff. I mean, Shang is a much better baseline than I am, and if he can't do it, I'm not the one to do it either.
So, the lines are drawn. Svensson, the Swede, will be the attacker. He says he's going to come to the net at every opportunity, and Agassi ready to load up and pass him. We'll have the opening shots of this semifinal, Agassi and Svensson, in just a moment. We'll open this semifinal battle. He played Svensson 2 times in 1988, beat him 7-5, 6-1, and then 3-1 in their other match. And certainly is the favorite today. Although Svensson has played his best tennis here in Paris, and 2 years ago beat Ivan Lendl in the quarterfinals, earned his way to the semis where he was beaten by countryman Mats Wilander. Wilander went on to take the 88 championship over Henri Lecomte. The winner Sunday meets Andres Gomez. Turned 20 did Agassi late in April.
Great thinking point by Jonas Svensson. Stepped into a backhand and really drilled it into the corner, followed by a nice touch drop shot with an even better topspin lob. Agassi moving well at the beginning, though.
Svensson loading up on that forehand to earn 2 breakers in this opening game.
Agassi in control of the point. Svensson moving well for a big man.
Svensson is 6'2 plus, around 170 pounds. Agassi has gained 10 pounds. He's 165. That part of the conditioning program. Interesting, Agassi had a chance to pounce on a short ball that time and didn't really attack.
This is the first time where Agassi has not really just come out just pounding every ball. I think he's trying to get into the match a little bit, feel his opponent out, see what he does well.
Well, he's erased 2 break points against his serve. Just long. Agassi was in the semis here in Paris 2 years ago as well. Well, Svensson 2 for 2 and drawing Agassi to the net.
I wonder if Agassi's there in plenty of time. Maybe he overhits a little bit, tries to make it a bit too good. But I wonder if Agassi's preparation, which I mean he doesn't come out and practice a bit beforehand, I wonder if that's affecting him right now. He hasn't played in 2 days.
How long would you hit in a warm-up before a big match?
Well, 30, 40 minutes at least, just to get acquainted with your game and to loosen up a bit.
Tennis version of batting practice.
Correct. Jonas Svensson's touch at the beginning of this match is exceptional. Drop shot, then a lob over Agassi's head where he gets to it in plenty of time, followed by another drop shot. But Agassi seems to be moving exceptionally well at the beginning of this match without practice.
Third break chance for Svensson, but Agassi wipes it away. Certainly a testy first game of this match.
Good game for both players to get into it, to get their games in order, get a good look at each other. Could be a long day.
If it is a long match, whom would that favor, Agassi or Svensson?
From all the word around that you hear about Andre and his new training program, you would have to say that if he's stronger than he has been in the last year or two, then it would have to favor him. He's young, he's quick, apparently very eager.
Agassi, despite 3 break points, opportunities for Svensson, able to hold to open this semifinal. What happens in this match? We will have 2 men in the finals on Sunday who have never played in a Grand Slam final. And the 30-year-old Andres Gomez, I know he has many fans throughout the U.S., the big left-hander go-go. You have to rate that an upset, taking Mooster in straight sets, and Gomez in his first ever Grand Slam final.
But the way he played was unbelievable. He got in there from the very beginning and played his game throughout the course of the match. I think caught Mooster a little bit by surprise.
See if Svensson comes to the net behind his big serve.
Both players have kick serves. Very, very good kick serves. They kick out high to each other's backhand. They also both have two-handed backhands where they will catch the ball above their shoulders. It's going to be interesting to see how they both cope with those high bouncing two-handed returns.
Al Svensson there, a little sneak approach, but way off on the volley, 15 all. Agassi's ability to break serve has been part of the story of his success here in Paris this year. All. Agassi in 77 games against serve has broken 39 times. 51% of the time his opponent has been unable to hold. Well, a little flash and of movement in the crowd, and you can hear the parapluie, the umbrellas, as a shower has been predicted throughout the last few days, has hit center court. So far not raining hard enough to stop play, but both the competitors looking at the umpire Stephen Wynyard. And now apparently there will be a break in the action as it comes out a bit harder. It isn't a big cloud and there is blue on the horizon, but enough to hold action here in the second game of the match, the second semifinal of this Friday in Paris. Agassi struggled through his service game but held, and it's 30 all on Svensson's serve in the second. And we'll return to Roland Garros. There's so much to share with you, all the activity of this great second week of this Grand Slam event, as well as the characters that have developed within this drama, and we'll share them with you in this rain interruption right after we pause for this.
Later this month, the Americans venture to Wimbledon. Coverage begins June 24th on NBC.
Well, the sun out now. The rain was heavy, but a short shower while they ready center court. Let's look ahead to tomorrow in the women's final. Semifinals played under heavy skies yesterday. 14-year-old Jennifer Capriati's sensational Grand Slam debut ended. Monica Seles, 16, the executioner. Seles, Yugoslavian-born and raised, but Florida-trained for the past 4 years, used her solid, accurate hitting to earn a trip to the finals. In the near court, Seles, a two-fisted slugger from both sides, simply overpowered her less experienced opponent. At match point, Capriati hits long, and Seles' winning streak is now 31 in a row. In capturing 5 straight tournaments, the biggest was over Steffi Graf, the world's best, in Berlin 3 weeks ago. Graf in the near court hit long on match point as Seles imposed a rare loss on the talented German, only the 8th defeat suffered by Graf in 3.5 years. Graf earned a rematch here at the French Open by beating 21-year-old Jana Novotná of Czechoslovakia in the semis. Graf, winner of the Grand Slam 2 years ago, on the near side, playing more aggressively. Her big forehand setting up formidable approaches. She has put away all 6 of her opponents in straight sets. Her 66 in a row was snapped by Selisch in Berlin.
I had to be somebody, and it was her, and she played really well. So it's going to be a tough final playing against her. She really plays well from both sides, hitting it hard. But it's good.
What makes it difficult to play her?
That she's hitting all the time. She goes really for the shots, and she plays them really precisely. I mean, she's going for the lines, and she really does that very well.
Well, I probably have to go out a little differently because she will play stronger, and she's been practicing with a couple of guys who hit both hands, 2 sides, to get used to my game. So I may try to change some different things tactically, but I was just trying to do the same as last time, just play my game. And if it works that day, it's fine. If it doesn't, that's okay.
So one of the game's top treasures, the championship in Paris. The 1990 French Open will feature #1 seed Steffi Graf against the 2nd seed Monica Seles. Tomorrow, 3 Eastern Time, 1 o'clock in the West. Seles winner 32nd in a row and a Grand Slam title at 16, or will Steffi Graf win her 10th Grand Slam event in her last 11 tries? We'll have the answers on NBC tomorrow, and we'll have the resumption of the men's semifinal in just a moment. Open champions, what happened during the rain break, Bud?
I wish I could tell you something exciting, Dick and Jimmy, but both men changed clothes. Andre Agassi was visited by his coach, Nick Bollettieri, and Nick reports that his agent, Bill Shelton, who is the very dapper gentleman up here, sang Misty to him. Now, I don't know if that is supposed to clear the rain or bring more rain, but in the entourage war, Andre's allies outnumber Svensson's people 6-2. We have Martin Svensson, who is here, who is a brother, and Bill Ryan, who is the agent. But the allies of Andre, a half dozen of them, coaches, strength trainers, agents, shoe salesmen, everything, they have won the entourage war thus far, Dick.
It must remind you of your days with Muhammad Ali.
It's something like Muhammad Ali, and Andre has that sort of outlook, really, of it's my way, I can do anything I wish, I can train any way I want, and that's Andre for you.
Well, Agassi appears to be loose and casual as we get ready to resume play. Agassi struggled through his first service game to open the match, and we rejoin the action after the rain interruption at 30-all. Svensson serving. Bright sunshine now on the Terre Battue, and the wonderful aspect of this red clay in Paris, or the crushed red earth to be more accurate, is that it absorbs the moisture so quickly you'd hardly believe that it rained so hard just moments ago.
But the rain will slow the court down a little bit. It's not going to take the penetrating shots that they both hit. Allow a little more time to reach the ball.
30-all. Svensson catching both lines.
40-30.
Catches the line there, gets the short ball from Andre and pounces on it, which I think he is going to need to do with great success to win this match.
We mentioned that Svensson keeps a string of 13 consecutive years alive where a Swede has been in the semis. Started with Borg, then Wilander, Edberg, Pernfors, and Svensson. Just long. Agassi with his first break point.
The rain delay might have unsettled Svensson just a little bit. He has to regain his composure here. This is a big game for him.
You don't see serve and volley very often.
Not from a Swede. He's got a very, very bent back on his serve. He gets up there nice and high for it and comes in, makes an excellent half volley, covers the net very well.
Svensson.
I talked to Jonas's coach, Tim Klein, before the match, and he said the one problem that he has on the clay course with Jonas is getting him to feel that he can still come to the net, not falling in the trap of staying back too much. He has a good serve. He should take advantage of it more.
Well, that first service game of Agassi's went to 3 deuces, so is this game. Svensson had 3 chances to break Andre, had him at 15-40. Agassi's had 1 opportunity to break. That knocked away.
Avantage, Agassi.
He was going to serve and volley, so both break points against him came to the net.
Really the first good point where both players are starting to hit out, with Svensson coming over that forehand with great pace. The tentative start should be just about over by both players. They know each other, what they're going to do. Even though he missed that volley, I think it was the right play. Caught Agassi a little bit deep. He hit a high floater, gave him a chance to get in and take the ball out of the air.
So we told you, Agassi has had great success throughout the tournament breaking his opponent's serve. And he does on the first opportunity against Svensson. Over 51% in the tournament, and Agassi takes the lead too low.
That, to me, wasn't a very smart play by Jonas Svensson. He's in the second game of the match. He's down a break point, and to try a drop shot off a ball so low and so deep. Good approach shot by Andre. It almost looks as if Svensson is trying to draw Andre into the net. Hitting the short little chip backhands.
Caught the sideline. First service winner for Agassi. Agassi, who jumped on Michael Chang early in their quarterfinal battle. He took the first 2 sets 6-2, 6-1, and he's a point away from a 3-love lead today. And so it is. Andre Agassi, 3 games to love. The opening set of the 90 French semis. Jonas Svensson serving love 3, opening set.
Great touch and great movement by both players. Agassi makes an incredible get with an incredible angle. Svensson pushes the ball down the line, just out of Agassi's reach. Great play by both players.
Late call, but a good one. Well, that must have reminded the French faithful of their own Yannick Noah, the way Agassi tried to get that Svensson shot between the legs. Turnabout is fair play.
Hands up.
I want to say that once again that Andre Agassi is playing inside the baseline. Jonas Svensson is playing 4 to 5 feet well behind the baseline. Gives the opportunity for drop shot.
Can't recall so many drop shots in a big match here.
A variation of play by both players, though. Once again, a very, very good touch slice drop shot by Jonas Svensson, but a little difference in play from both players, from just the pounding after every shot.
Another serve and volley for Svensson. He didn't have to commit himself to the volley. He was charging.
He's going to have to do more of that. He has to be more aggressive and not fall back into the trap, as his coach says, of just playing on the baseline.
Jonas Svensson holds. It's Agassi leading 3-1. Well, mentioned Mats Wilander. Hope Mats is watching from his home in Greenwich, Connecticut, and we miss him here in Paris, and so do the French. As we get another shower, hopefully a brief one.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Wilander, the 3-time champion,
Silence.
giving himself a physical and an emotional hiatus.
He played some incredible tennis here at Roland Garros from 1982 when he won the tournament the very first time. As a youngster, 17 years old. I hope he's well and look forward to his return to the game.
Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Agassi waiting for everyone to get their rain gear in position. 3-1. On the line.
I don't know just how many times Jonas Svensson is going to get by with that drop shot. Not the way Agassi's playing and moving and getting to that ball with plenty of time.
Light sprinkle falling, but the good news for the players, very little wind.
Svensson hitting the ball a little bit harder than the previous couple of games now. Change of pace. He comes in and really lays into that forehand.
And then the next one was on the line. This one is not. 30-15. You used to talk about the wind. Didn't like it here, did you? The rain, the little rain isn't so bad, but the wind was the killer.
The wind is difficult here. It's a swirling wind.
There's plenty of wind in the earlier match, the semi won by Andres Gomez against Tomas Muster, and Muster seemed to really be bothered by it. Corner to corner. What hitting by Andre Agassi.
Agassi in complete control from the very first ball.
A point away from a 4-1 lead. Agassi enjoys a 4-1 advantage. Jonas Svensson down just one break. Opening set. Semifinals. Well, in the first 5 games, Agassi has had less winners than Svensson. That's somewhat surprising, but Svensson with more unforced, which indicates that he is going to be the aggressor and take some chances. You just can't let Agassi get in there at midcourt and pound away on you.
I don't know what Svensson's thinking is at the moment, hitting that chip backhand around the service line. Agassi's inside the court anyway.
Svensson with 7 more unforced. But 3 more winners, so he's going for it.
Agassi playing inside the court gets to that little short backhand that Svensson hits him in so much time.
It's almost like getting a tee and putting it up there and just saying, all right, let me get a running start on this one.
He's waiting for that. And by the first 5 games, which we have already played, he's looking for that now. He expects it and will be on it even quicker. A good drop shot by Svensson, but still not enough to get it by Andre Agassi, as he's there in plenty of time for a winner. He's covering the court exceptionally well right now.
In that last shot, his racket never left his waistline. It was that He didn't take it down or back. He just whipped it right around the belt buckle.
That could be where his strength is really showing here this week at Roland Garros.
Another break point for Agassi.
Agassi moves so well that it's putting that little extra pressure on Svensson to make the ball just a little too good.
Short ball for Svensson. He can't convert. Game to Agassi. Leads 5-1. And now will serve for the set.
Behind Andre at that end of the court, the entourage in the first row, brother Philip, with Nick Bollettieri, the famed tennis academy man from Bradenton, Florida, his coach.
That's Ian Hamilton with Nike.
And the strength coach, Gil Reyes from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and Bill Shelton, the gentleman behind Reyes, his agent.
Well played by Jonas Svensson. A good return, and he takes the ball out of the air a la Agassi. It's a nice touch volley. But he can't do that once in a while. He has to do that all the time to get back in this match.
Well, the net cord helped Agassi.
Good return. Once again, he's into the net, which I like his position there a lot better. The net cord did help Agassi, but it's got to make Svensson feel a little bit better with the way he played the last 2 points.
5-1, Agassi leading, 30 all. 15 all, rather.
It's interesting to me to watch Andre Agassi here. The last 2 matches that I saw him play, he seemed to be just whipping his racket as fast as he could through every shot, hitting the ball as hard as he can. He's really slowed down his stroke and taken a little bit of the pace off the ball here against Svensson.
Too high.
No, it wasn't. Boy. High, but it's just over the net. 30 all.
See how far back behind the baseline he is? He's 5 feet behind the baseline, giving Agassi the opening necessary to hit a great drop shot.
He needed 10 strides. He had only time for 9. Fourth break point for Svensson. He had 3 in the first game. And Agassi's remarkable record in this year's French Open of knocking away opponents' opportunities to break him continues. That's the 64th time he's had a break point against, and his opponents have converted only 11. Set point.
First set to Andre Agassi. 6-1. The winner meets Andres Gomez Sunday, live on NBC for the French title.
It'll serve to start the second.
Let's go to Bud Collins.
Dick, although it doesn't look it now, Jonas Svensson feels he's a completely changed player. It happened only recently. They were driving between Dusseldorf and Paris from the Nations Cup, he and his coach Tim Klein and Magnus Gustafsson, a close friend. And Gustafsson and Klein
gave Svensson hell. They said he wasn't trying in tennis. He was playing his poorest. He was just making the money and not doing anything. He said that really told me what I had to do. And he said, I'm a totally changed player. Maybe he is, but maybe Agassi isn't giving him enough chance to change.
So a little verbal spanking of Svensson, maybe awakening him here at 23. Double fault, first of the match. But he certainly hasn't followed what he said he would do against Agassi, has he?
No, he hasn't. His coach, I know, told him to play his game, the aggressive game that he has been working on, that he's used to playing, and not fall into that trap. And he has fallen into the baseline trap that Agassi can put you into, the one that chasing down too many balls.
Well, it's points like that that make fans of clay court tennis.
It's just great tennis by Andre Agassi. Not only does he get to the drop shot, but he does something with it. But look at the movement here to get to this forehand and hit the ball up the line for a winner.
Above 30.
He feels already in this match that he's in control. Right now, Jonas Svensson not doing one thing to hurt Andre Agassi.
A part of it is he can't get his first serve in.
Just wide.
Svensson always on the move. Agassi picking corner after corner. Can't seem to do anything wrong as of yet.
And Svensson now sees 3 break points against. And his first serve percentage is well under 50%. You can't attack if you can't get that first one in. 43% first serve.
It's long.
He missed it, but he's not going to miss many the way he's moving to the ball. He was there in plenty of time, and I don't understand Svensson's thinking with the amount of drop shots he's hitting. He's laying a trap for himself. It's going to be tough to get out of.
There's a good first serve, and the volley winner.
The first good serve that Jonas Svensson had in the last couple of games gave him the opportunity to attack.
Great get by Agassi, well off the court to whip it down the line, and Svensson unable to make the volley. He's broken again.
Roland Garros.
Canberra with Jimmy Connors and Bud Collins. 48% in the first set. First serve for Svensson and 17 unforced errors. That tells you why it was 6-1 Agassi, who serves after breaking Svensson again to open this second set.
I could sit up here all day and tell you just what Jonas Svensson has to do, but Andre Agassi is dictating the play so much. He's not allowing Svensson to play his game or the game that he would like to play to win this match.
It's not unlike what we saw Agassi against Courier and again against Michael Chang.
If I was playing him down there, I only knew one game, and that was to play like Agassi's playing right now, and that's to get inside the court, to take the ball and have the opportunity to try to get to the net.
Premier service.
He guessed right.
Agassi moving up very well for the drop shot here. Chose to go right back in the same place. Svensson did not move. Passed him with a great backhand.
30 all. Svensson's father banked as a dentist. He extracts other things out in Las Vegas. He's a casino boss. He just helps you spend your money. Miss hit by Svensson. Agassi holds 2-love in the second. Up a set.
Agassi seems to be handling the pressure of the moment. The semifinals of the French Open a lot better than Svensson. He's gone about his business. He's playing the kind of game that he wants.
Agassi man, we told you earlier, there are the scores of their other meetings, both in 1 in 88, 1 in 89. Straight sets for Agassi. Well, you know, that came out in their press conferences after they won their quarterfinal matches, their attitude. Svensson seemed really excited and happy to be in the semifinals for the second time here. Agassi didn't. He said, I was really excited 2 years ago when I beat Jimmy Connors and on my way to the semis. This year, I'm not excited yet. I will be excited when I win the title. And he's been a different character, Agassi, these last 3 matches in the main arena, this center court. None of the cutesy stuff, not playing with the fans until the match is over. It's all business.
This is really where it all begins in the semifinals. You want to try to play your best tennis, which is right now what Andre Agassi is doing, but Jonas Svensson has to get that out of his mind that he is in the semis of the French Open. He has to wipe all that out just like it's another match anywhere in the world and go about his business the way he should.
Svensson way under, 73% for the tournament and then 43% today. And that is a key statistic, especially for a man who wants to attack. He's going for the lines and he's missed the last 2 barely. 3 more breakers for Agassi.
When things start to go bad on the red clay here, they seem to happen in a hurry. He's just missing the lines, but
Agassi with another passing winner, and he jumps in front. 3-love in the second.
Andre Agassi in command in this semifinal against Jonas Svensson. 6-1 in the first and serving 3-love in the second. Well, in 88, he had that brilliant year. That was the year he made it to the semifinals here and also to the U.S. Open. He won 5 tournaments, and everyone expected 89 to be the year he would win his first Grand Slam, and he had a basically off year. He said he was fried. He was cooked. Too much tennis last year. But he's bounced back this year. He's lost only 3 times. One of those he was a walkover when he had food poisoning, and the other 2 were very close matches.
being fried and cooked at 19, though, Dick, is not a good sign. Good touch around the net by Jonas Svensson. Maybe that's what he should do more often. He takes that second serve, hits the ball hard and firm down the middle, and take charge.
Just wide, but again, that point, Jimmy Connors, and you have indicated it's one of the strengths of Agassi. Against all of his opponents, he has his opponent 3 steps behind the baseline, and he's a step or 2 inside the baseline. 30 all.
Being inside the court gives Agassi the advantage of being able to take command. Svensson again trying a little drop shot, but Agassi there in plenty of time. Just misses an overhead.
All right, the 5th break points for Svensson. And he doesn't get the roll. Well, that's an indication, is it not, of how a man plays the big points? Agassi, when he's in trouble, he digs his way out.
Agassi now right on the line, starting to hit every line.
Well, you can afford to go for him when you're 6-1, 3-love. How's he different from the Agassi that you saw 2 years ago here at the French?
Well, 1, he is much stronger. 2, he has the ability now to switch it on and off, to enjoy the crowd, to play with the crowd, but also in times of need to put on his game face and to be serious about it. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Well, that comes under that category of maturity.
That's
regardless of what happens today, Jonas Svensson's going to enjoy the trip to his local bank. He's already won $92,000. Last year, he made $181 all year, so it's been a nice trip to Paris.
When I first started, Dick, that was a good year's work.
But the big prize goes to the winner on Sunday. The finalists will make $185,000 each, and the winner of this French a record $370,000. Well, for the first time, Svensson, in a long time, has a chance to hold service. That's something he's managed only 1 time in the previous 5.
The money that's put in the game right now is incredible. And the players deserve it.
Well, that money, let's see. What are you, 37 now? 37, it makes the guy 37 feel like 17, doesn't it? Well, a few smiles in the Agassi camp. 40-15. Love for Svensson, down a set.
Agassi, being up 6-1 4-love, has the luxury of being able to take chances now, to whipping a forehand cross-court inside the service line.
Isn't that mathematically impossible, geometrically? And from 40 love to deuce, Svensson's travails continue. He's the only unseeded semifinalist.
Svensson, making it through the draw, played some very tough clay court matches. He was in the same part as Stefan Edberg. Edberg losing to Bruguera in the first round opened up the draw a bit for Svensson.
And he beat Bruguera then.
From being down 2 sets to love. So he has played some fine tennis to get to this point.
That's worthy of noting that Svensson has rallied in this championship from 2 sets down. It appears that he's going to do anything. That's exactly his placement against Agassi today. Beat Guillermo Perez Rodin, the fine young Argentine. And Henri Leconte, the hard-hitting Frenchman, after losing the first set. In fact, he's lost the first set in every match.
Not the kind of return that's good enough on the clay courts from Andre Agassi that opened up the court for Svensson to power a forehand up the line. Agassi's return was a little bit short.
Game to Svensson. But Andre Agassi leads 6-1, 4-1 here at Roland Garros. He's serving 4-1 in the second.
I know it's tough to do at times, especially when you're down 6-1, 4-1 in the semifinals of the French Open. But Svensson has to get his head up now and get down to work. He has to fall back on everything he's done in this tournament to get to this point. If not, this is going to slip away a lot faster than he wants it to. Another chance for Svensson to break. He's had many chances before this. Did not.
And there is the break point.
Right here on this break point is where Svensson has to step up his game. He's got to get...
Svensson finally breaks Agassi. He's still down a break and serves 2-4. But
you may think I'm putting my foot on the guy when he's down, but watch Svensson as he serves. He foot faults virtually every time, putting his heels on the baseline. For some reason, they don't like to call foot faults here in Paris. They didn't call them on Stefan Edberg last year in the final. He was doing it all the time. Watch Svensson serve. He's always foot faulting.
Did you note that coming into play here in France, that you'd rarely get a foot fault call?
Hardly ever, as I look back now. That's a good point that Buck just made. It seems like they're more interested in just watching the baseline. It's a very important point to raise, since Svensson is so big. That little extra step that he would get moving forward would be very important.
Just wide. Well, let's see if Svensson can build off that break of Agassi's surface. At 2-4, down a set, 6-1 in the first.
The last couple points, he's started to hit with a little bit more authority.
And a run of good first serves won't hurt him either.
Watching his game and the way he plays, his forehands and backhands, reminds me of the way Borg played a little bit.
It doesn't move like Borg, though, does he?
Well, not many do or did.
Oh, another double fault, 2 in this game and 3 in the match. Stephen Wynyard backing up his line call, 30 all. Let's watch Svensson's feet on this serve. That one was okay. So from love 4, Svensson has a chance to put together a little streak, 3 games. Point away from 4-3. Agassi.
He seems to start far enough behind the baseline on his first serve here.
Second.
Agassi mène 4 jeux à 3.
Their percentage, our Visa key statistic of this match. Andre Agassi and Svensson serving well in the tournament, and Agassi even better today, but Svensson, who wants to attack, hitting on only 48% of his first serves. But he's on a run of 3 games after Agassi had taken 7 in a row.
Agassi's lost 3 games in a row now. It seems to me he's lost a little bit of his concentration. We also saw that the first 2 or 3 matches that he played here at Roland Garros.
And Svensson now seeing Agassi off the mark, low 30. Big game for Jonas to pull back even at 4 all. Agassi went to the net more than 50 times in his victory over Michael Chang as he disposed of the defending champion and had a very high percentage, and around 40 points won at the net.
The net court helps Svensson. Gave him a nice sitter right in the middle of the court. Agassi powers forehand. Look how far inside the court Agassi is, but the net court helps Svensson to give him the opportunity to step into a forehand of his own.
And 2 break chances to draw even at 4-all.
Agassi again erases a break point. Now right here is a big point for both players. Svensson to draw even at 4-all and Agassi to get even in this game to avoid the break.
And he gets a free point. Oh.
I don't know if I really like the way Svensson played that point. In fact, I don't. It's so easy from up here.
Shot by Svensson, and Agassi with the answer again.
Avantage Agassi.
Svensson for a change slices his backhand approach up the line, very low and very deep. Agassi there with the answer.
And a point now for 5-3 for Andre Agassi. Svensson now serves to stay in the second set. 3-5. Boy, that last shot by Svensson was like, what have you done for me lately, forehand? I mean, he'd hit 2 smacker. I mean, he'd really drilled a couple of great shots, and then he had a new idea, I guess.
You can only give so many gifts. Like both players at this point have lost a little bit of concentration. Svensson, I thought, was on a roll when he won 3 games in a row.
And he had the 2 break points. One thing as a fan you learn in a hurry, Roland Garros, you don't cheer too soon.
No.
Fans were cheering a winner, and Agassi got to the ball, just couldn't lift it over the net. 30-all.
Svensson has gotten into a little bit better rhythm now. He's finding the pace that he wants. He's still mixing him up quite well and being able and allowing himself to get to the net.
Svensson holds. Agassi serves for a 2-set lead when we return.
Here is Svensson going up for a drop shot, a typical clay court slide into the drop shot, catches himself with a great stretch to recover on the overhead, and moving in well inside the service line to put away the forehand volley.
So Agassi serves 5-4. This is Dick Enberg with Jimmy Connors, Bud Collins, and Chris Everett in Paris, France. The 90 French Championships tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock in the West. The women's finals, Steffi Graf and Monica Seles, the 1 and 2 seeds, will battle for the title. These 2 men in the semifinals, with Agassi in the lead. The winner gets Andres Gomez, 30-year-old Ecuadorian who finally has made it to a Grand Slam final. Very impressive today, as he has been through the tournament and the last couple months, for that matter, as Gomez beat Tomas Muster. 2 points from the set.
This is an incredible drop shot from such a deep position in the court, followed by an even better topspin lob. But I can't remember when so many drop shots have been played.
It's been the same on the women's side. You expected a little bit more there, don't you? But, well, the guys are using it too. 40-15. A 2-set lead. Good approach.
That slice approach, the backhand approach that stayed very low, also very close to the baseline. First time in 2 or 3 matches I saw Andre Agassi back up.
Great serve, and Andre Agassi leads by 2 sets over Jonas Svensson, 6-1, 6-4.
Troisième manche au service Svensson. Silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Play continues. Third set, Svensson will open.
Merci.
His brother up her far left. Handsome young man. Martin Svensson. Well, Jimmy Svensson's problems have been he just gets behind so quickly in the first 2 sets, and not just by 1 break, but 2 breaks. He got 1 of them back in the second set, but not enough to rally. He needs to stay at least even with Agassi.
It's tough to get behind so far and come back time after time, but just when he seems to be getting on a roll, he can't keep that up. He can't keep the pace up, and the length of shot, the chances that he takes often. It's a difficult thing to keep up time after time, set after set.
And Agassi's strength throughout this tournament has been his consistency. He wanders now and then, but basically he's corrects himself quickly, and boy, when in a groove, he's been unbeatable.
Once again, Jonas Svensson tries the drop shot. Agassi there with plenty of time.
He really saw that one coming. What is the tip on the, as a player? I mean, you try to disguise it, but what are you looking for to defend?
You can tell by Svensson, he has a 2-handed backhand. Also with Andre Agassi, when they go for the drop shots, they let go with their one hand and hit the drop shot with one-handed. It gives it away a little bit. Also the way they take the racket back, a little bit more of an angle upwards.
Well, Svensson broken his first service game in sets 1 and 2, trying to at least get that best foot forward in this first game of set 3.
Agassi
Wants to see the mark, but he won't win that verbal battle. Svensson holds to open the third. Through 2 sets and a game, there are the numbers. And again, Agassi's first serve percentage high. Svensson's rallied a bit. At least he's at 50%.
But his unforced errors, as you can see, 13 unforced errors, more than Andre Agassi. He's taken his chances, but he's going to have to cut down on those unforced errors now in this third set.
Agassi serves love 1. When you think about Bjorn Borg and his influence on this game, his success in Sweden, a small country, and all that has followed, so many outstanding players.
He really set the pace for the programs that were about to come about in Sweden. The results that he had and the way he played.
What was the one quality about Borg and playing him that you admired most?
Well, not only was he a great player, but his mental toughness was about as good as anybody I ever had the opportunity to play against. You knew when you were out there playing him that you were in there for a battle and until the final point was over.
Well, that is the ultimate compliment from you, because that was something we all admired in your play. Borg won it 6 times, the French, and they'd go across the channel and won Wimbledon 5 straight times. On the line. Oh, what a good save defensively. That little chip back by Agassi. 1-all.
Agassi caught Svensson by surprise there. He got to that forehand. He just more or less slaps at it to get the ball over the net. Svensson was not really quick to get in and take that volley at above his shoulders. He let the ball drop a little bit.
Just long. Well, our broadcast buddy Tony Traber won here in 54 and 55. I don't really recall that. I was just a kid then. But it was a long time. 34 years. Goodness, before an American could finally hold that trophy high. And Michael Chang accomplished that last year.
And here now, just 1 year later, we have a chance with Andre Agassi being in the semifinal to, if he does win this match, to go on and play for the championship again.
Well, he'd be the favorite. Well, Borg, as we're talking, most titles among the men. Of course, the all-time holder is Chris Everett, our colleague, with 7. Cochet and Lacoste, the fame for Musketeers. And Rene Lacoste is one of those admiring the play today in the tribunal across the way.
Rene Lacoste is a man who has had as much influence on the game of tennis, I think, as anybody. With his racket designs.
And he's still thinking. He's still creative at, what, 90 years of age?
Just about.
On the line. 30 all.
fans waiting for Svensson now to find a way to get out of this set with a win. But instead, they see him digging out again. Another break chance for Agassi.
During the course of a match, there are so many big points where the champions step up and play their best tennis. Right here is one for Jonas Svensson to keep from going down a break.
He misses the volley. Agassi is broken and leads again. Up 2 sets. Up for break in the third.
Apparently on his way to the finals against Andres Gomez. Breaking Svensson 5 times. He has a 2-1 lead here in the third. Won the first set 6-1, 6-4 in the second. That's a sign of confidence when you take that short ball like that.
Standing there and taking every ball on the half volley.
Well, Andres Gomez and Tomas Muster was the favorite in that other semifinal. 7-5, 6-1, 7-5. He used that big forehand, left-hander. Southpaws. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Svensson comes over this forehand. I know he wanted to get that ball a lot deeper than that. Gave Agassi the opportunity to get way inside the service line. Svensson's been more successful with that backhand slice approach shot. Here's the ball stays a lot lower. It makes Agassi come up and over the ball. He's with a good smash.
Oops. Agassi losing his balance. And Svensson wisely hitting behind him for a double breaker.
Not only was that a good approach shot, but it was a just as good wrong footing forehand volley, catching Andre Agassi slipping across the court.
9th break point for Svensson. He's converted 1. 10th break point for Svensson. He's converted 1.
It seems to me that Svensson gets in a position to get even here now in the third set, and he just doesn't play it the way he should. A little tentative.
Nothing tentative about that. He drills it down the line and breaks back. It's 2-all.
Started to talk about the left-handers, and I know you'll appreciate that. You're somewhat a southpaw. The little history made this year in the French in the quarterfinals. We had 4 left-handers. That's never happened since World War II. LeConte, Gomez, Muster, and Ivanisevic. And we'll have a left-hander in the finals. And haven't had a southpaw win this championship for a while.
Great topspin lob by Svensson off a great approach shot by Agassi, very near the baseline.
Last left-hander to win the French, Guillermo Vilas in 1977. So that's 13 seasons.
You know, know, Dick, talking about being left-handed, there used to be a bit of an advantage being left-handed because there was so few. A good kick serve out to Agassi's backhand, which gives Svensson the opportunity to go either way. Not an advantage anymore. A bit of a lackadaisical volley by Svensson. He's going to have to get in there with more punch on those volleys. And you have the opportunity. It's a good backhand cross court. Got to get in there a little bit closer. Catch that volley higher. Got by with it that time.
Should Agassi win this match and face the left-hander Gomez in Sunday's final, it's a rubber opportunity. They've each won twice in their career head-to-head. On clay, they're 1-1. And the last time they met was at Key Biscayne, and Agassi was the winner in 3 sets.
Good ball movement by Andre Agassi.
He's fun to watch. The French really have grown to cheer for this 20-year-old American. They appreciate his style.
Great volley by Svensson. He holds. It's 3-2 Svensson in the third.
Svensson, man.
Here's Svensson, his last winner at the net.
Look how he dropped his racket head to come over there to get the top spin on his forehand. And look at this lunge here. At full stretch with an angle volley.
Now that gets some of this crowd in his corner. Meanwhile, a precursor perhaps of more showers, the wind really whipping up.
Merci.
Not a good omen at this point as Agassi serves 2-3.
Great movement around the net by Jonas Svensson. It almost looked like Andre Agassi played that backhand pass and shot too casual.
He didn't punch it at all.
Slice approach shot. Dives for a backhand volley. Now, watch the stretch here, but Agassi had the ball right where he wanted it. He didn't play it quite tight enough.
Oh, but Svensson suddenly is in a zone now.
Love 30.
The crowd behind Svensson, they want to see more tennis.
Boy, just as Agassi set for that apparently a little chipper, a drop shot, he lost his footing and a gust of wind blew that Terbat 2 right at him.
Almost like the ball didn't come up. Caught him a little bit off guard.
3 break points. Svensson could take the lead for the first time in this match in a set.
Incredible angle on Agassi's forehand. Drops his racket head and comes over the ball to create that.
Could you have done that with your old Steely? Could he have gotten that kind of action? Or a wooden racket? Look at the wind carry that. And that red clay really burns.
A slice by Svensson. The wind catches it. Agassi had to be on the ball to move up there, catch the ball above the net.
That'll take the enamel right off your teeth if you're smiling, won't it? That is Parisian's true grit. Ooh, miss hit. Svensson on the third chance. Breaks Agassi. And now leads 4-2, down 2 sets.
Svensson mène 4 jeux à 2.
So Agassi has been broken back-to-back after he had the lead.
Svensson has fought back here now to take the 4-2 lead.
Merci.
Right here, this game, he has to concentrate extra hard to keep the momentum going his way.
0-15.
I got some of that red clay in my eye about 4 years ago. It took me about 4 days to get it out. I've never been in so much pain. How do you, as a player, I just...
0-30.
Remarkable that, you know, you're fighting that. I guess that's why you fellas are up there playing for the big dollars, and I'm just watching.
Watching that ball and concentrating, you don't really notice it.
15-30.
Temperatures drop down, I would guess, into the low 60s. Agassi battles back, and now he has a couple of chances to earn that service break back.
Svensson gets his first serve in. Not enough punch on his volley. Gives Agassi the opportunity to get there with plenty of time to pick his passing shot.
Not much of a hole there, but he was in so tight to the net. Agassi says, hey, I don't want this to go to a 4th set. He breaks back. It's 3-4 Svensson in the third.
Svensson mène 4 jeux à 3.
The 1990 French Open is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer. By John Deere, nothing runs like a deer. And by high-performance compact personal computers. Compact, it simply works better.
Welcome back to Center Court. Dick Enberg with you, and in the third set, Svensson, after he was broken by Agassi, would not lose another game and would take the third set 6-3. So we move to the action now in the 4th set. Andre Agassi had won the first 2, Svensson 6-3 in the third. Agassi holds to open the 4th set. We pick up the action in the second game. Jonas Svensson was down a break in that third set. Agassi serving 2-1. Agassi won only one other game.
Svensson really came out of nowhere to win that third set. He was down 2 sets to love. Relatively easy. He lost those first 2 sets and down a break. And to pull his game together and win that third set had to be great for his confidence. He was there. Agassi covering the baseline, Svensson the net.
He dictated the entire point, but Agassi won it.
Not quite the sting on that volley that he liked, but he's still here in plenty of time. Tried to play too sharp of an angle.
Low 30.
So Andre Agassi, who played the last few games of the third set lethargically, has not lost a point here in the fourth set. 8 straight points. Earlier, Agassi with a change of that black and hot pink shirt. See some of that conditioning there.
He has thickened up. I can tell the conditioning that the program that he's been through has really worked. Either that or he's just coming into his own, being 20 years old.
Straight points in the set for Agassi.
Good drop shot. Svensson slides into it in classic clay court style. Thought he was going for the passing shot, but a lifted lob over his head for a winner.
So the string ends at 9 in a row. Points won by Agassi.
Good approach up by Svensson. He was well inside the baseline when he took that ball. Waist high and drove it down the line. Moving forward, getting his whole body into it. You know, Dick, he seems to get the lead in a game of 15-30 or a 30-40. Then he plays a very loose point, not even getting the ball in play. He needs to concentrate tougher in those situations.
Agassi, considering that the wind is so unpredictable, that was a pretty good play to come back down the middle, not try for too sharp an angle on the overhead, don't you think?
That cut off Svensson's angle on the passing shot.
And a game to Agassi. He leads 3 games to love in the fourth set. 2 sets to 1. Tomorrow in Paris, we hope you'll join us as the women's final will be decided of this 1990 championship. Steffi Graf's already won the Australian, and will go for the French, and halfway to another Grand Slam, Monica Seles, who beat Graf in their last meeting in Berlin 3 weeks ago. She defeated Jennifer Capriati yesterday to earn the right to play in her first Grand Slam final at age 16. 3 o'clock tomorrow in the East, 1 o'clock on the Pacific Coast.
Agassi, who seemed to play the last 3 or 4 games of the third set a little lethargic, has really gotten his concentration back here. So much so that he's only lost 2 points in this set so far. Svensson with a good first serve, steps around his backhand and pulls his forehand down the line for a winner. You can see how important it is for Svensson to get his first serve in. That sets up the whole point for him and the way he plays it.
Svensson's first serve percentage, the 11 keeping the numbers up to 56%. Oh. Didn't appear to be that good a drop shot.
But it works again to 40-15.
Even Agassi, quick off the mark here, gets to the ball, seems to be in plenty of time, but he had a little backspin on his drop shot, drew it closer back to the net. Agassi mistimed it.
Svensson has to hold here at 40-30 to keep his hopes alive. Dropped 2 breaks down here in the 4th. It seemed fatal. And Svensson does hold. Agassi serves 3-1. Let's go to Bud Collins.
The analysis of Agassi's downturn in the 3rd set from his coach Nick Bollettieri, who's sitting down the row, is this. He said sometimes things get a little too good for Andre and his concentration strays. He forgets that he's the guy who's supposed to be on offense. He let Svensson take the offense away from him, but now see that's turned around.
There's Coach Bollettieri. Right. The screen lower roll.
Good change of tactic by Jonas Svensson, taking that second serve, slicing his backhand approach shot. He comes in, he catches the ball well inside the baseline. Agassi steps around his backhand on high balls in midcourt. He loves that high forehand. Gives him an opportunity to really weigh.
Well, there's a play that would work at Wimbledon. But Nick Bollettieri and Agassi say he will not play at the All England Club.
Comes over his backhand. His backhand approach shot is so good, it opens the whole court and allows him to just step into his volley with ease.
A point from 4-1. Agassi wants to end it here in the 4th.
Oh, wild one. As hard as he's been hitting the ball, not only in this match but in his previous matches, he hasn't really hit that many wild ones like that. He's been timing the ball almost perfect. Svensson again comes up with the winning drop shot. Gets under the ball. He's a little bit deep, but still he comes up with a drop shot that Agassi can't get to. The way he's moving and playing this 4th set, it surprises me.
Talk about big points.
The sneak-in attack by Jonas Svensson. Comes over his forehand. He sees Agassi a little bit late. Look how close in he was and how high his volley was when he made contact.
Circle this point. And Agassi walks away. A break chance. Svensson had to even on serve this 4th set.
The difference here is Agassi plays the big points, the break points, with much more an aggressive attitude than Jonas Svensson. Jonas is content to stay back, maybe hit 3 or 4 balls, and that's just not going to work here.
And the numbers verify the success of Agassi.
What a get by Jonas Svensson.
A defensive lob that became an offensive weapon.
On the run at full stretch. Top spin lob.
And another break point for Svensson.
Now here's a good opportunity for Svensson to take a chance, maybe chip that return and come in.
The gap. He's gotten that service break back, and they're even on serve in the fourth.
Today we'll talk more about proper tennis procedures. Let's begin. Never try to hit too hard. In tennis, conservative attire is a must. Avoid overexcitement. Maybe we should go through this one more time.
Svensson's been at the net 64 times and won 41 of them. Agassi only 31 times, just about winning half. So Svensson the aggressor. I think he could still get in a little bit more. He's been successful the last couple of games, chipping and charging and getting in there behind his shots.
Agassi leading 2-1. On serve 2-3 in the fourth.
Caught the line. You could tell by the bounce. It just caught the edge of the center line. Although Agassi doesn't agree. It took a wicked bounce.
Skipped away.
Wow. Stephen Wynyard.
Linesman and umpire in agreement.
Obviously putting on the earmuffs as well.
Agassi's attitude in a situation like that would be to come out as he did this in the past point and just play more aggressive.
40-30. On the line.
It's wide. And just as you've said so many times, Jimmy, when it starts going, it rolls. Everything goes for the other player. Svensson hit a net cord, hit a line, and Agassi just misses the line. It's even at 3-all. No, now they're saying it's good. And you hear the shriek whistles of the disapproving fans.
Svensson taking another look at the mark himself.
So two serves at 40-30. They replay the point. back at that as a major call the point before.
From 40-15 to deuce, Jonas Svensson gets the lead. He just can't seem to put it away when he needs to the most.
At all. Break point for Agassi.
Svensson puts so much pressure on himself. He's up 40-15. Here's a replay. Agassi steps inside, doesn't hit a very good shot there. It hits a line or a piece of the dirt. Svensson puts so much pressure on himself, having the lead and letting Agassi creep back into it.
Agassi a point again to go up 4-2, leading 2-1.
On the line.
What a shot. Svensson having trouble finding his first serve here. He's missed the last 6 of them.
Another line for Svensson. Well, he can be a giant killer in the Grand Slam events.
2 years ago, he beat Lendl here. Last year in the Australian, he beat Boris Becker.
Look at the way Svensson steps around his backhand and pulls his forehand up the line. Just enough topspin to bring it down into the court. A change of tactic by Andre Agassi. Agassi comes over his forehand. He sees Svensson late. Look how quick he gets in there. A nice little touch volley cross court. This has become more aggressive tennis on both sides of the net now.
Svensson a point away from 3-all in the fourth.
Agassi with that
Slice defensive shot to stay in the point, and he hit the line. Really skidded on Svensson. Struck the ball long, and this becomes the longest game of the match now. 5 deuces.
Agassi rushed himself a little bit there. He had the shot in the middle of the court, saw the opening, maybe took his eye off of it and rushed it just a bit.
Svensson holds. It's even at 3-all in the fourth. Agassi up 2-1.
Well, as we watch these two men battle for the right to win the French championship, and we'll have a new French Open winner on the men's side. It'll be Gomez against either Agassi or Svensson. Cafe au lait this year. I'm going to have a little au lait, a little hot milk in my coffee and some croissant. Little framboise confiture with you, Jimmy, and we'll be with you live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Jonas Svensson, who appeared to be well beaten early in the third set, down 2 sets and down a break, has rallied. Winning the third set 6-3, and it's 3-all in the fourth. Agassi, the way he won the first 2 sets, getting that short ball, seizing it, and slamming a winner.
This is the shot he missed just a couple points ago. He steps in this time, really lifts the ball over the net within inches of the line.
Wow.
Svensson's forehand is different from Agassi's. Agassi hits his flat, can come over it with some topspin. Svensson drops his racket head to create more topspin, which brings the ball down into the court.
Here's where Agassi likes to use that kick serve, the high bounder, to take Svensson to his left.
What a great shot. Now Svensson drops his racket head and is able to come over the ball, which creates topspin. It's a little looper, hits the court, and bounces very high.
Agassi back with a winning forehand. Earn another game point. This is the most interesting set of the match. Both men thinking through, picking their spots, and hitting clean winners. Another for Agassi. He holds 4-3 in the fourth. Jonas Svensson trying to gather himself, rally from 2 sets down, and he's shown he's had the ability to do that, Bud Collins.
Earlier in the match, I talked about the fact that his coach Tim Klein and his teammate Magnus Gustafsson had berated him before this tournament, saying he had stopped fighting. He wasn't being a fighter. Now you look at his record in this tournament, down 2 sets to Sergei Bruguera, who knocked off Stefan Edberg, the #1 seed. He has lost a total of 8 sets in this tournament, which is extraordinary to still be alive. Michael Chang last year lost 7 in going to the tournament, and he was going to the championship, and he was always in trouble. So you can see Svensson is fighting his heart out.
Svensson is coming up with some incredible drop shots. Look at this. Agassi quick off the mark again. His drop shots have to be perfect to win points like that.
And calling upon that fight that his coach and teammate trying to kindle within Svensson and rally again.
Well,
that looked like a sword fight for a while.
Svensson on that point mixed up his backhands. One slice, then he came over one, then he hit one with some pace on it. Mixing his shots up well now. The return set up this shot here. Agassi hit the return so close to the line. Svensson response was easy for him.
Caught the center line. And this time the line judge will check the mark. Changed his call.
No, I'm not going to overcheck. You're not going to do that? Even though you call it good first? Yeah. And then he checks it. Right, he checks it. Yeah, well, it doesn't mean anything. It's a good line.
The players can have the linesman come out of the chair and look at the mark. That is a rule that's really just come about in the last couple of years.
So the second serve for Svensson at 30-15. And those last two backhands look like angry backhands.
Svensson, I'm sure, not happy with that call. He has to settle down here. It's 30-all.
Yeah, he thought that was an ace to go 40-15. Remarkable number of winning drop shots from Jonas Svensson.
Agassi pounding a forehand, just jumping on the forehand, and Agassi running up for drop. Svensson's drop shot was incredible at full stretch off a hard forehand.
Not this time. Simple mathematics for Agassi. Their deuce is to break Svensson here and then serve for the match.
Great passing shot by Andre Agassi up the line. Svensson hit a good backhand, tried to sneak in, but Agassi was well aware of it.
And now a point for Agassi to go 5-3 in the fourth. Too good from Svensson.
Égalité.
Agassi ready for the return. Svensson finally gets the serve that he wants, gets the ball up there high enough, and gets in close enough to make a winning volley.
Agassi.
It's tough to make a drop shot at any time, even when you're in position, let alone when you're at full stretch, well off the court.
It's long, and Agassi has broken Svensson and will serve for the finals. From 1955 to 1989,
You found the names of the French and the Australians and the Swedes, the Romanians, but you didn't find an American until Michael Chang last year. And now Andre Agassi is a game away from the opportunity to win in 1990. The last time there was an American man in the finals back-to-back was 76 and 77. Both, of course, lost. Harold Solomon to Adriano Panada.
And Svensson still on the attack.
Playing his best tennis here in the fourth set.
Svensson gets a shorter ball around the service line, pounds it and comes in, hits a good volley cross court. He still has to play aggressive tennis, even though Agassi is serving for the match.
A technique that has worked so often today is for Svensson. The drop shot pulling in Agassi and then looping the topspin lob over his head. Way too long. It's 30-all. Finish my thought. Solomon lost to Panada in 76, and Brian Gottfried in 77 made the finals, only to be beaten by Guillermo Vilas. 30-all. Andre Agassi 1 point from his first Grand Slam final.
Petit silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Agassi. 6-4, 3-6.
So it'll be number 3 against number 4. The top 2 seeds were beaten in the first round. Never had happened before in the Grand Slam event, as Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker were upset. But number 3, Andre Agassi, throws a souvenir, and Andres Gomez, number 4, will meet for the French Open Championship on Sunday. It's Agassi 6-1, 6-4, 3-6, 6-3 into the finals. Play well enough to make a Grand Slam final. Andre Agassi at 20 has earned his first. He'll play Andres Gomez on Sunday. Let's get the reaction of our semifinal winner today. He's with Bud Collins.
Congratulations, Andre. It's a bit staggering to have an American man in a final 2 successive years in France. But in the third set, was it an Agassi collapse or a surge by Svensson?
I would have to say a bit more of the latter. He, you know, the first 2 sets wasn't a question of me beating him. I was letting him beat himself. I think he was missing a lot and making a lot of errors, and I wasn't doing anything, you know, dramatic. I think the crowd started getting a little edgy because it really wasn't great tennis. I think whether it was nerves or he just having a tough day, he missed a lot, and that really gave me the first 2 sets. And I figured he'd get things together soon, and he did in the third, and he made me play. And it was tough for me to raise my game as soon as he raised his, and I had to hang in there, and I had a feeling that towards the middle of that third that it might turn out to be his, but I came back strong in the fourth.
Did it almost slip into a 5th set?
You know, I guess anything can happen, especially with the circumstances that was there. You know, with the whatever temperature it was freezing out there with all the wind. Anything could have happened. I felt pretty confident that if it went to a 5th, he'd have to at least take me to a tiebreaker. So no, I wasn't concerned with that at that point. No.
You've had to wait 2 years. You nearly beat Mats Wilander in 5 sets in the semifinal 2 years ago. Had you done that, I'm sure you would have won the title over Henri Lecomte. A long wait. What does this mean to you to be in your first major final?
Wow. I don't know. I think the fact that this is my first one says it all, but the words to describe what it would be like for me to win this, I wouldn't know how to put it in the words. I've you know, grown up my whole life playing tennis, working so hard. My dad paying most of the money he earned to my tennis, and this is it. You know, this is what it all boils down to. So I'm gonna go in there on fire, ready to do it.
Did you practice today or yesterday
or the day before?
Yeah, the day before you played.
No, I had 2 days off.
2 days off. That's right. Did you practice any time between your quarterfinal and your semifinal?
I sure didn't. No.
This amazes Jimmy Connors. He expressed this during the show, and it amazes me. How do you get away with that?
I don't know. Jimmy might know better than I would. I don't know. I do what's comfortable. You know, I have to be really concerned with what makes me play my best, and on my days off, I really don't like to be concerned with fighting the crowd and getting out to a tennis court, and you know, I've just never really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed taking that time off, and you know, my game comes back quick. I don't play for 6 weeks, and 3 or 4 days, I feel like I'm on top of my game. You know, so you know, practicing has never been something that's been a necessity to me. At least you know, a lot.
The last time you played Gomez on clay, he beat you. Are you going to beat him Sunday?
Well, he plays obviously well on clay. We played on slow hard in Key Biscayne where I beat him, and I'll be pretty confident. I'm going to make him work real hard, and I think I can wear him down.
We'll look forward to it, Andre. Until Sunday.
All right.
So Agassi and Gomez live Sunday morning. Tomorrow, the women's final. 7-time French champion Chris Evert analyzes Graf Selisch in a moment.